All right. Keep it busy. Um, okay, let me share your screen and let me show you what I got so far.
Yes.
I've been concentrating on, let me make sure I have audio and optimize video. Okay. You can see my video editor, right?
Yep, we can.
Okay. All right. So let me just open this up a little bit bigger. So, okay. So, I'm going to just play it and then I'm going to show you some of the animation tests that I've been doing afterwards.
Super.
You know this story, don't
Can
you?
you hear the
The
audio?
one where
Yep.
Santa arrives on
Okay.
Christmas Eve and slides down your chimney to put toys under the tree? What? You don't have a chimney? Well, neither did I. You see that little house? I've lived right there ever since I was a little girl. You can probably tell by the lights that tonight is a very special night. In fact, it's Christmas Eve, and my little grandson is paying me a visit. Come on, let's see what's on his mind, shall we?
Grandma, I'm worried, because it's Christmas Eve. When Santa gets here, do you think he will leave? We don't have a chimney, so what will he do?
I'm glad that you asked. I've a story for you. We didn't have a chimney when I was real small, and somehow that didn't bother Santa at all. For Santa has magic that no one can see. I know it's all true, 'cause it happened to me.
Really? To you?
Oh, there isn't a doubt.
Tell me, Grandma, and please, don't leave anything out.
All right, I suppose we should start at the beginning. Now, Santa got hundreds of letters that year, but one special note made his smile disappear.
Dear Santa, please help. In my house in my town, we don't have a chimney for you to slide down.
My friends don't have chimneys, and they're worried too.
But I told them that Santa would know what to do. Mom said you wouldn't skip us. She said I've been good, and you'd find a way to get in if you could.
The cookies and milk will be waiting for you.
I believe in you, Santa. I know you'll come through. Remember me, Santa, this Christmas Eve night.
Please come to the house with a little porch light.
Santa called for his elves, and they all gathered round. They listened intently, not making a sound.
I called you together 'cause I just got this letter, and it's time that we make all these children feel better. These kids without chimneys are good girls and boys. We must find a way to deliver their toys. You're smart little elves, and I know you can do it. I leave in 3 hours, so better hop to it.
So, the elves went to work. Not a minute was wasted. They measured and scribbled, they glued and they pasted, they cut and they scissored, they crayoned and penciled, they sawed and they hammered, they printed and stenciled. Like smart little elves, they came up with a fix, a magical book full of secrets and tricks.
Have something for me?
We sure do. Take a look.
Ho ho! No chimney, no problem. A magical book.
This magic will help you get in and get out.
It's for places with chimneys
And places without.
Now kids everywhere will get all your surprises.
No matter their color.
Their shapes.
Or their sizes.
No chimney, no problem. Each page has a clue.
Just read the book, Santa. You'll know what to do.
This magic is fun. And it's all guaranteed.
Thank you, my friends. This is just what I need.
And then, with a wave and a wink of his eye, Santa hitched up his sleigh and flew off through the sky.
Goodbye, Santa. Have fun.
Adios, Santa.
Bye. Safe travels. See you soon.
The
All right.
first
So that's as far as I got. Okay, so I got a lot more in because I needed to get all those cuts and see how everything fits together, what's a close up, what's not a close up, and so forth. So here can you see this other page I just put in front?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, all right. So let's start, for example, with squiggles here. So I'm gonna say the first line that he does.
This magic will help you get in and get out.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So
This magic will help you get in and
so
get out.
I was having a little problem because the AI was getting confused with the faces and stuff, but right now it feels a little animatronic-like, but I will smooth that out, that motion out. So I was just more concerned about the lip sync part.
This magic will help you get in and get out.
So the lip sync is spot on.
Yeah.
So,
And
you know,
Chris, I can tell you because last week I went to see The Wizard of Oz over
mhm,
at the Sphere in Vegas, right?
uh-huh,
So they redid everything AI. And
okay,
I can tell you, you're doing as good as they are.
okay,
Just so
This
you know.
magic is
okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good job.
So this is another line.
this magic is
This
fun.
magic is fun. I'm gonna have again it feels a little robotic, but I am trying to it's losing I'm acting things out in video, but it's losing the translation when it tries to use the 2D part of it. So the hand doesn't quite represent the depth that I'm moving in. So I'm trying to get a better uh, um, shading version of my motions so that it understands it better. So it will get better. So right now, this is like a rough pass. I was more concerned about the lip sync, but I think the lip sync we
No,
got,
it's good.
and
It's
we'll be able to totally control that. So, so that's squiggles. Then we have, uh, if they go one more time, I might have to answer that. I don't know how
Okay.
if that's important or not. But okay, so here's Santa. So this is the version of Santa towards the end.
Thank you, my friends. This is just what I need.
So that's
Thank
not
you, my
synced
friend.
correctly,
This
Chris,
is
but
just what I need. Thank
You might get a
my
little
friends.
delay
This is
on the
just
transfer
what I
because on
need.
my side it looks correct. So, but
Thank you, my friends. This is just what I need.
so
Thank you, my friends. This is just what I need.
are you sure you're not seeing it correctly? Because on my side it looks spot on the lip sync.
no, his mouth is opening and closing without any sound after he's done talking.
Thank you, my friends. This is just what I need.
He's not talking on this is. He keeps his mouth shut on this
Then
is.
you're
I'm-
getting a delay. You're getting a delay
Because I'm good on my end, Marilyn.
Okay, I must be getting a delay. It matches perfectly on your end.
It
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm just getting a delay.
I'm always very
Great.
Right. Looking at those lip syncs because I've done a lot of that before. So I'm always very careful when it comes to that. So I'll make double sure, but I'm pretty sure that I got that.
It's for places with chimneys. It's for places with chimneys.
I'm gonna give her a little more attitude when she moves around, but for now, it's places with
It's
chimney.
cute. Oh yeah, it's cute.
So, and then we have ribbons here.
Just read the book, Santa. You know what to do.
So she's a little smiley
read
too
the book,
much, so I'm gonna
Santa.
control
You
her
know
mouth
what
a
to
little bit
do.
more because she's like, when she talks, she's talking with a big smile.
Just
It's
read
a little
the book,
creepy.
Santa. You
So
know
I'll
what to
control
do.
that a little bit better on the mouth size.
Just read the book, Santa. You know what to do.
And I'll make sure that the hands just a little bit better because right now it's a little it's a rough pass. So and then we have okay. So this one was a little tricky, and I'm still working on it. No, not this one. Sorry about that. Not this one. This one because it couldn't find. His face was too covered. So when I tried to make him talk, he wouldn't do it.
Okay.
No matter their color,
Their shapes.
or their sizes.
So what I need to do is I'm gonna have to render a frame without him in front.
Okay.
So his whole thing
Yeah.
to say a lot more.
Yeah.
And also in this part, I'm gonna do a combination of actually two things because I don't know if you notice here.
Now kids everywhere will get all your surprises, no matter their color.
Their shapes.
Or their sizes.
So I'm gonna make sure those gestures are gonna be there as well in there.
Okay.
Because when he's saying shapes, he's like grabbing his belly and he goes color, no matter what
Their
color.
color.
Their shapes.
Or their sizes.
And
No chimney.
so I'll make sure that translates properly also as part of the lip sync and the motion.
Right.
So it's going to be done in two passes. The first pass is going to be the motions, no matter their color, their shapes, and their sizes.
Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Right,
Right.
Wicket? Right, Wicket? Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So that's how that's what I've been working on. I think I have a couple more, but they're mostly just the same
Got it.
technique basically. So
Chris, and I have to say, them saying goodbye to Santa, it's fine. It's good. We know we're in the North Pole. It's working. It's all good.
okay.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that over here, she's
Flew
talking.
off through the sky.
Goodbye, Santa. Have fun. Adios, Santa. Bye. Safe travels. See you soon.
The first little
So, and obviously they're going to be waving, and as
Yep.
they say, if they all talking and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, and this one also is going to be tricky because I can only make four characters talk in the same pass. So I'm
Yep.
going to have to divide him in half and half, to make it work. And
Yeah.
who am I missing here?
Missing.
Oh, I'm missing ribbons. I'm missing
Yeah.
ribbons.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get ribbons in
That's
here.
okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. But they're adorable. That's a great.
And then we also have oh, there you go. So that's what the sled looks like
Yep.
with the toys and
Good.
here I can show you a little bit of some of the techniques that I'm using for this. So I'm still training the AI to get smarter about this, but basically what's happening here is I'm using this as a template, and then I'm doing all the different angles for the
So
same
that you've
thing.
got him 360.
So not only that, it is based on a 3D model. So it's looking at this 3D model.
Got it.
So I can put it in any angle I want, and then I can render from this angle with this thing, so you get something like that.
You got it. And so that you can play also with the camera
So,
angles and that
exactly.
you're covered.
So
Okay.
so we'll get a few nice shots where Santa is taking off, like something like this.
Got it.
So so I'm working on that as well, and then a whole bunch of course training. Been doing a lot of training for the characters themselves. So each one, for example, I've been training the grandson. I've been putting him through the test, through the paces for little grandson. So all kinds of different angles and stuff like that. So basically, something like this would work is I would take he's like crouching and all this kind of stuff, and I would take him from like a layer like this, and then I would go ahead and for example, let's take that. And no, actually, let's start from a character here. So I can select a character here. So this is this grandson will be my trained character here. Come on. Okay, generate image. Come, get out of there. Grandson. There we go. Okay. So what happens is from here, I can go ahead and go into my posts. And then what happens is
Oh, wow.
I can go ahead and edit the pose if I want to like make him like he's fighting,
Okay.
or he's doing push-ups, So basically, do like a crazy jump like this, for example. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to go save that. So it's going to use that as my pose. And then I'll go ahead and tell it, okay, do this pose.
That must be how, Chris, you got him to give the hug to the grandma.
Right, right. So, and I had to do it in 2 passes for that.
Yeah.
So right now it's generating that with that dancer kind of pose. And you have to put a description, and the way
Yeah.
you train it, many poses and stuff. Oh my God! Sometimes it gets a little confused. See that, then you get stuff like that. So you got to pick a better angle sometimes.
I get it.
So,
I get it.
but yeah, that's basically how you end up with the different poses that I got over here. Just pointing. This one was pointing at, it's like at the little ornament, kind of thing.
Yep.
So that's the way I've been doing it. I'm training the each character to do all the poses that I need in order because I need to create the poses so I can create the keyframes, and then when I create the keyframes, then I can interpolate between first and last keyframe.
What does your week look like? So what are you looking to achieve until we
Okay, so this week I
next
want to
Monday?
focus. Okay, this week I want to focus on finishing all the storyboards for the entire segment, for the entire short.
Yep.
So it's going to be so I can get all the camera angles.
Yep.
So I want to know exactly how we're gonna have it, and that will also give us a feel for the timing
Okay.
of the shot, just like I did here for the I gosh, I can't remember how many of these are, but um,
And Chris, make sure that you have the latest script that we shared with you, because
oh
Meriden
yes,
gave
yes,
a bunch
yes,
of
this is all
notes.
based on the
So it helps you not work for
yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
so
working on
that
the
you
latest
can.
audio and the latest script. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
all I'm
good.
touching.
You're good. No,
So
no.
yeah. So that's what's going on, and that's where we're
Amazing.
moving on next. We'll have Santa. I'm I'm looking at some of the dialogue here for the next few shots. So, for example,
This is
here.
just what I need.
And then, with a wave and a wink of his eye, Santa hitched up his sleigh and flew off through the sky.
Goodbye, Santa. Have fun. Adios, Santa. Bye.
So
Travel.
next cut.
The first little yard had a big pile of snow.
So I'm going to cut into the interior when she's talking, right?
Yep.
And then when he starts talking,
Easy there, boys.
he already arrived. He's going to slightly move forward with the sled and go, easy there, boys.
Yeah.
And then we cut to a different angle to the front of Santa doing the dialogue that he's going to do.
There's
right?
a long way to
Yeah.
go. Let's see what my book says.
You
for
may
how
want
slow
to, because I saw that on your sleigh right now you have 2 reindeers.
Yeah, I'm going to add a few more. Yes,
A few
I'm gonna add
more,
a few
just
more
so
for
that
sure.
it,
Yes.
and even if he gives more names than there are reindeers, it's fine. It's magical. It's okay.
Yes. Gotcha. So yeah, absolutely. So as you can see here, I have some of the Santa slate, and I have one that has, for example, has 4, and
Yeah.
then I have one that that has the 2. So I could duplicate this, so I can add a couple more, so you have 6.
Yep.
How many does he have total? I
8.
forget.
He has 8.
8. Okay. I mean, I can keep duplicating until it's 8, but it's going to be one long trail, right? So, it's up to you. If you
Unless
want
you
me to
get tighter. If you get tighter, he'd only have his reins and the butt of a reindeer. But he always has 8 reindeer. He always has 8. So it's
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
you can never show this picture would never be shown because he never flies with 2, nor does he ever fly with 4.
Right.
So he
yeah,
always
so
flies with 8.
kind of
So
what I
just
was
get
doing.
tight. Yeah.
So kind of what I was doing here, where you get to see
Yep.
going off
You see
screen.
the ending. You see the butt of the reindeer.
Exactly. So
Goodbye, Santa. Have
And what I wanted to say about the numbers when I said it didn't matter, the only where it matters is when you've got him riding on that moon,
Yes, yes. Okay.
if you
At
could
the
have
beginning.
8 there,
Okay, I'll
you're
make
good.
sure. Sure. No
You're good.
problem.
Otherwise, we're always closer than
Yeah.
So one, two,
there's
three,
there.
four, five. I got
One,
five
two,
in there.
yeah. Well, actually, if you double them,
Right,
I mean,
right. So I can delete this one and double them and have them behind offset a little bit. So they
actually,
will
what
be
I would
really.
do for this is I would give that lead reindeer a little red nose, and I would
Oh, okay.
just
Okay.
put a
Put
partner.
three on the side behind them. Another
Four,
three.
four.
I thought they would say it was eight, right?
Well, Rudolph is 9. So the
Oh,
whole
Rudolph is
and
nine.
every
Oh,
kid who's ever sung Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer knows that Rudolph is the ninth reindeer. Santa flies with 8. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. Every kid in
okay.
America can tell you the name of the reindeer. There are 8 of them.
Okay.
So, Chris, whenever we see, and they never fly 4 abreast. So that picture you have of 4 abreast, can it? It's 2 abreast and 2 in front. That's every single picture of Santa
Okay.
and Reindeer is the same. There's
Okay.
2. So if and you don't have to show 8 except for here, but if you
Hmm.
put that little red nose on that front one and
Sure, sure.
shadows on the other
Hmm.
4, he's flying with 9. That's the only time we'd ever see him fly with 9. Everything
Okay.
else, he's looking at the butts of a couple reindeer,
No
or
problem.
maybe a head of 2 reindeer, and
Okay.
some more reins that are connecting them out the front. So that's just the perspective
Hmm.
that you need to keep, Chris. That's
Okay.
great.
All right. I'll just double 4 of them and put them offset here. So it'll be total of 9
Yeah,
for
perfect.
the silhouette. All right. Sounds good.
And Chris, just for you to know what's going on at the same time, right? So next Saturday, November 1st, the song is launching, just so you know. You don't have to do
Okay.
anything about it.
Okay.
Marilyn is going to become TikTok famous because she's going to be dancing. She already put a dance together.
Okay.
So we're gonna be sharing that on the channel and on TikTok. But other than that, we're on track. Until we have
Okay.
the short, there's very limited
Hmm.
marketing we can do. So that's why
Hmm.
we're
Hmm.
using the song a bit. Uh,
Gotcha.
is there any help that you need from us, or how is it that we can help you with whatever's coming?
Unfortunately, unless you guys know 3D, no.
No, I know. I know. That's the thing.
So yeah, no. But yeah, no. I mean, this is mostly technical stuff that I need to iron out. But like I said, this week I want to just finish up all the storyboards all
Yep.
the way till the end. We
Yeah.
have all the camera angles. We have everything that you may want to change. Is like if you want a full, a wider camera view, and that we'll be able to change that if you need to. But that it will have it set up because I wouldn't be able to do the animation part until I know exactly what angles and
Yeah.
what cameras we're
Yeah.
using, right? So now that I know, if you guys like, for example, this action happening here,
Yep.
so then I know it's like okay, and I know the thing is I'm gonna have to animate this in layers because if you try to animate everything at once,
No, it's not gonna work.
you get a mess. So, and that also by animating separately it will allow me to slightly blur the foreground
Yep.
characters,
Mhm.
and so it stays focused on the background, cutting it for this shot, right? For
Got
this
it.
one.
Got it.
So that way we have full control over what we're seeing here.
You
So,
got it.
okay.
We like it.
All righty then.
We like
Fantastic.
it. More
Very,
to come. More to come. Don't
yes.
hesitate. Chris, send us stuff. We'll okay.
Next month is gonna this unfortunately what you see here, the credits, for the animation part of it, this thing, uh it says unlimited, but it's only unlimited for poses.
Yeah.
When this number starts to go down and it's gonna start going fast as soon as I start doing tests for animations,
Yeah.
just to let you know. So
Okay.
next month I might need an infusion, of
No
maybe
problem. Let
400,
us know.
500 for to
I
keep
don't.
sending tests, animation
Yeah.
tests to it.
And let me know
So
because I don't want
we'll
this
get
to
it
slow
just
you
right.
down. I don't want this
Yep.
to slow you down. If we need to do it right now, we'll do it right now. I don't, it's like
I have credits right now, so when
Okay.
I get to maybe 2000, I'll let
Let
you
me know.
know, and
Yep.
then we'll go from there. Because
Absolutely.
each month they replenish, but
No, we're doing a lot of work
yeah,
right now. We're doing a
yeah.
lot of work. So
So we're pushing a lot, and I can send multiple animations at once to
yep,
their farm.
yep,
So that's why they get eat up a lot faster.
of
I
course,
also want to try different engines for like different motions because some engines are better at doing certain things
of
than
course.
others. For example, this particular engine is pretty good at lip sync, but it doesn't move the other characters more lively
Get it.
where other engines would do that.
Okay.
So what I can do is do a mix and match, use one engine to do the motions first, and then after I bring in that movie and add the lip sync on top of that.
Got
So
it.
it's done in multiple layers. So
Chris, I got two quick, easy notes for what you just showed us.
sure.
And you can bank them or you can do them now. One of them is the little girl needs to be writing instead of just sitting in a bubble. I think you know
Oh
that.
no, yeah. She's gonna be writing, moving.
Okay, perfect.
She's not gonna just sit there, and just move the lips.
Great.
She's gonna be moving for sure.
Perfect.
Yes, don't worry
The
about
other
that. Yeah.
thing is that I think you need to go closer on the first Santa toy with the little chimney
I
because
went closer. You want it even closer?
well
Okay.
of the toy. So
Yeah, no. I got you. Because I did go closer than the last time.
yeah, I couldn't see the chimney. Or you move the chimney to the middle of the. You see the chimney's on the back against her dress.
Mhm.
I missed it, and that chimney appearing is the whole thing in this story because it's going to appear, and so maybe you put it in the middle of that snow.
Mhm.
I just didn't.
Santa
Santa has magic.
no
Go ahead.
one can see.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I don't think it pops into view. I think it just kind of
It kind
if
of fades in. Right now it
it
fades
were
in. Do you want it
if
to
it
pop?
were in the middle of the roof, like chimneys sometimes are in the middle of a roof with snow around,
I see.
rather than
Mhm.
on the end of the house, that it was in the middle of the snow and went boot.
For Santa has magic that no one can see.
Right.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
don't find that magical. I think magical is sparkles and that little chimney goes right
Okay. Yeah, we haven't
out of the
had the
snow.
sparks yet. So I think once you see the sparks, uh, uh, but if you want this bigger, I could make it bigger. I just need to vectorize this so it doesn't pixelate the image. So I'm gonna have to do a special pass for that, for that. But if you want it bigger, we can definitely go bigger with
I don't
that.
necessarily think it's bigger. I think it's in the wrong location. I think it needs to be in the middle of the snowy roof.
But that's where it's hanging from.
Oh, I can't. Okay, that's
Okay,
yeah,
okay. So let me just make that bigger. So that's the where the loop is
Yeah,
for
it's the
hanging
ornament hook,
the
Marilyn.
ornament.
yeah. Huh. There's something about this that's not working, but we can figure that out later.
When I was
Okay.
small, and
What I'll
somehow
do is I'll
that didn't
vectorize
bother
this
Santa at
so
all.
it's nice and crisp, and then I'll make sure to exaggerate and I'll add the little sparkles, on the chimney, and once you see it animated, I think
Yeah.
it will work it will work the way you
And
want
it
to see
has
it.
magic that no one can see.
No one can see.
And
Right.
I mean, it could be in the score too. When we actually score this, Chris, we're going to score it with all kinds of special effects, which
Yeah.
accentuate the magic.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, can you go back 1 second to the houses where the chimneys all disappeared?
Yep.
I think we talked about leaving a space for ding, 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 ding,
I
ding.
did.
Okay.
Don't you?
It's a lot
One
more
where
spaced
Santa
out.
arrives on Christmas
I
Eve
did it
and
times two.
slides down your chimney to put toys under the tree? What?
Doop, doop, doop.
You don't have a chimney? Well,
Bink,
neither
bink,
did
bink,
I.
bink, 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 bink. That's when it happens. What? You don't have a chimney? Bink, bink, bink,
Yeah.
bink, bink, bink.
That's
Yeah, that's where it
that's
happened,
that's what
Marilyn.
we're doing.
That's
Is
exactly
that
what's
But
happening.
actually, you know what? I have the some of the audio turned off because I was doing the lip sync part of it, so I had to turn off the music for it and sound effects. But let me go back to this again so that You can actually hear the sounds here.
On Christmas Eve and slides down your chimney to put toys under the tree? What? You don't have a chimney? Well, neither did I.
Yeah, but well, neither did I doesn't come there. It comes after the effect. Beep, 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 beep. We leave space, and then she says, well, neither did I. So that's how I described it, Chris, to you in the last note. It was, what? You don't have a chimney? Beep, 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 beep. Well,
Right.
neither did I. That's
Oh,
what,
you want the neither did I after? Okay.
after they, so it's
I thought that neither did I, and then went beep, 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 beep,
no,
beep.
you
But
can only absorb one thing at a time. So
okay.
one thing at a
All right.
time is beep, 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 beep. And all 7 of those houses, are there 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. We need 8 pots.
You see that little house? I've a tree? What? You don't have a chimney? Well,
Beep,
neither
beep,
did
beep,
I.
beep, 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 beep. Well, neither did I.
House?
Okay, so all right, so I'll go ahead and shift the audio. So after it's done with all the disappearing, well, neither did I. Got
Yep,
it.
exactly right. And on
Okay.
those little disappearing, of course, you'll make all of those count because
Yes.
there'll be little poofs and sparkles as each
Yes,
one
yeah,
goes out.
yep,
Perfect,
yeah.
great.
I will add the special effects afterwards, but yes.
So
But
all
the
those
timing is it has
those
been
are-
double. Before it was
Yeah.
twice as fast. So I expanded the spacing between the pops. So
There's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, neither did I. And they go fast. And they
Yeah.
all pop out just 1, 2, 3, 4, right in order,
no,
right?
actually I have 7 here. Do you need 8? What do you need 8?
No, I don't need 8. 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4, 5.
Oh no,
One,
no, actually, yeah. It's
6.
8. It's 8.
Aren't there 8?
Yeah.
8 little houses.
Well, neither did I. You see that little
So yeah, okay. So I'll just shift the audio.
The audio.
You know, yeah, and
Yeah.
then I'll move out the rest of the animation so that we have the space for the audio to fit in
And
there.
they're disappearing in a clockwise circle, right? You're
Yes,
starting with the
yes,
house
yep.
closest to us.
Yep. It starts off with this one and this. It actually counterclockwise. It goes.
Okay.
You
Counterclockwise.
don't have a chimney? Well, neither did I.
Up.
You see
So
that
it goes
little
pop, pop, pop,
house?
pop, pop.
I've lived right there ever since I was a little girl. You can probably tell by the lights
And
that tonight
Chris,
is a
so-
very special.
This week, when whatever you need to get from us, Marilyn, you're not traveling this week. You're home.
Nope, I'm home.
Okay. So you'll be getting, if ever you need some feedback from us, Chris, you'll get it fast. We promise.
Okay.
We
All right.
promise.
Sounds good.
That's the only thing I saw, Chris, are those 2 little things, and you'll let that little girl be writing. The elves are adorable. Their little faces,
It
and their little
works.
hands are cute. It works. Yeah, but you caught the one about skates because we couldn't see him talking, so you'll
Yep.
fix that.
Yeah, totally fix
Um,
that. Yeah.
And you'll add ribbons to the little group of elves that sing goodbye.
Yes. Yes.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll just know that you're always going to put reindeer in front of his sleigh. His sleigh is never without the reindeer. So
Oh,
either
of course. Yes,
reins
yes.
sticking
That
out
will
the front.
always, yes.
But we don't need to see them totally, other than when he's writing.
No, you can get as close as you want. If you don't want to draw reindeer, you don't have to, as long as when you
Mhm.
draw them, they're in 2s and they're
Yep,
going forward.
Absolutely. Yep.
Perfect.
No problem.
So, Chris,
Okay.
so I understand next Monday, then we're going to see all of the backgrounds for all the rest of the whole deal.
Yes,
Cool.
that's the goal right there. Just
Wow.
all of the backgrounds done, and how the part where you know it is because it's a bombardment of. There's one scene where you get the sleeping on a cot in an igloo on a swamp and this and that and this part. I was thinking, maybe we can have, the either the world map of the things jumping from one to the other, going boom, and then the little bubble pops in, and you
Right.
see the in the swamp, in the not the asylum where the kids,
The orphanage.
the
Right.
orphanage, yeah, the orphanage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
So you see a little line going in and out, jumping through the map, and the little bubbles pop in, and you get to see, them waving at Santa from that point of view.
Yeah, I mean,
from those
that is a
backgrounds.
That is, however we do that, you want to do that in a way that is simple, because that's a big piece of this, from igloo to planning, from orphanage to
Yeah,
flat.
there's and the pacing is fast though.
It
So
is.
so those things are gonna like fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, or but even if I try to animate the bubbles, it would have to move really fast because the pace itself is really fast when it's going through that part of the dialogue. So
Yeah, the only dialogue that's challenging is whenever a child was asleep on a cot, and I think that's the end of it. But all the rest of it is just pictures, a teepee, a swamp, with a hot desert,
right.
blue.
Hmm.
You can draw those little clip art things.
Yes, yes,
as
yes.
you would. So if
Exactly.
Santa was flying, if this was with Rudolph out front, if he was just doing this, Chris, flying, and behind him,
And having the bubbles fade in and fade
so
out.
he's just going around the world, and behind him, the world is changing, and he's just in the sky.
So
Till we
yes.
get to the line wherever a child was asleep on the cot, and then you may have to do, something.
Mhm.
He'd get in, tiptoe in or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I think you want to handle that whole piece with a style that is simple.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're not going into any of these places. We're just Santa's flying over them. He's visiting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he's stopping, but we're not.
Yeah, he's stopping, but we're not. Right. He's going there.
Lifted his sack as he climbed.
That letter? I knew it was you. But
Let's see here.
At every last orphanage,
Okay, here we go.
Dancer, up, up, and away! On Comet, on Cupid, it's time to take flight. Let's find all these kids with no chimneys tonight.
Now you might think this magic is hard to believe, but wait till you hear where he went Christmas Eve.
So here's where it starts
Here's
the
where he
whole
starts flying. So we went to
bombardment.
Grandma. We went to Grandma for that. And then
Apartment to igloo, from teepee to camp, through the swamps and the heat, through the cold.
What if we have Santa like flying towards the camera and the camera moves with Santa when he's doing the dialogue and you see the background passing by
yeah.
and then having the bubbles come in while he's doing the dialogue?
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
that
it's
work?
great. It's great. Go back, Chris, to the beginning of this thing where he first starts to fly. You might think it's Santa.
It's hard to believe.
Here it comes.
Wait till you hear where he went Christmas Eve.
From apartment to igloo, from teepee to camp, through the swamps and the heat, through the cold and the damp.
Yeah, it can't be animation. It's going to have to be stills fading in and fade
Stills.
out for this.
It's still locations. He's
Yeah.
flying, and those still locations are changing behind him. He's going so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all this.
Marilyn,
Keep going.
Would you feel
Wherever a
comfortable?
child was asleep.
Would you feel comfortable with what Chris described?
Yes.
Cameras on Santa, and you've got just like the bubbles of the little girl and the little boy at the end. So a still, a still, a still, a still, a still while he's talking.
I think so. If the stills, are you imagining the stills are in bubbles, or are you imagining the stills are the whole backdrop just kind of flickering out
No, in bubbles.
In bubbles.
in
Yes.
bubbles?
So that
So
I'm
Because-
Santa, I'm Santa, bubble, 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 bubble.
and
bubble.
what's between the bubbles? Black sky?
No. There's gonna be a looping sky. I'm gonna create a looping sky.
Looping sky.
Santa's gonna be always in the center of the frame, moving a little bit up and down, just a little
It's
bit.
like me right here.
Right. Yeah.
A
So
bubble, a bubble, a bubble, a bubble, a bubble, a bubble, a bubble.
Right. So how many do we, whenever a child was asleep on the cot, that's also a bubble. I'd keep all my
so
promise.
imagine something like this. Like this guy, okay? So we're
Yep.
like this, and then the sky just keeps passing us by.
Because we're in
right side of the
movement.
sky.
We're in
And Santa's doing the dialogue, saying blah 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 blah, and then a bubble here, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out, one in each corner, and because actually, the dialogue just does two, from one to the other, the other, so we're fading in one image after the other, right? So
From apartment to
So
igloo.
from apartment to igloo. So it's go fade in apartment, fade in igloo, apartment fades out.
From
So from
apartment to
apartment
igloo.
to igloo, right?
From teepee to
From TP fade in, fades and to camp fades in and TP fades out. So
Keep going. Keep
or
going.
I can leave him a little bit more, linger a little longer, so that when he says TP, that's when he fades in, or maybe just a little bit before that fade, comes in, so you
Right.
see the TP. What by the time he says the word TP, right? So I could do that as well.
Magic is hard to believe, but wait till you hear where he went Christmas Eve.
So imagine him, and then just stars
Yep.
passing by, or we could do it on a sideway kind of version too.
Right.
So there's a little less animation, so we don't have to worry too much about lip sync. So whatever, or do a mix of them. Sometimes we go on a close up of him like this, and sometimes we go to a side view while he's doing the dialogue, so we can save a little bit on the animation part of it. But we still have the same bubbles and the same background passing by.
Yeah, my concern is that he would have to be doing this and the reindeer in front of him. I mean, I'm trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say to
We
you,
could do
if
this
he
small
was
part. Yeah.
not the real guy, if he was a silhouette, if he was more like he was in the very first thing, a shadow, driving these reindeer,
Okay.
and he wasn't this guy. If he's this guy, then I think that you've got him looking down, or you've got him, because he's the star,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a
So
lot of
basically,
him.
he's gonna be riding the sled
Yeah.
and looking
I-
around. But if you want, I could make it rotate the head when the TP appears there, or the
Or
the
you
the
could
thing
do it
appears.
additively. If he were smaller, if he were a third that size, and he had some reindeer butts in front of him, and he was going up and down, and you added from apartment to igloo to teepee to camp, so
It
you're
would be like
building,
over
you're
here.
adding the whole world around him. If he was
Sure.
smaller, so then you're creating a
I'll put
world
some
around
reindeer
him.
butts over here,
Yeah.
and so let me see how I can get that go working.
Yeah.
So, but I'll do the frames first, for the storyboards,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of options, and then
Yeah.
we'll go from
Great.
there.
And
Great.
Chris, so here's my thing. Yes, to the bubbles appearing, no matter if
Mhm.
they are all of them together at the same time or whatever. Whatever gets you to tell the story in a timely fashion, because this is where I want us to be telling the story, but I want us to do it efficiently. I think
Mhm.
that the bubble thing that we've decided to do with the little girl and the little boy at the end, let's use it. It's part of the
Mhm.
tools we have.
Yep.
Let's do that for the things. You tell us how it works by putting them either on facing or on the side or as a kind of
Yeah.
a
For example,
pictogram. You'll see.
when we're talking about Santa landing and that kind of stuff, I really want to use the interior shot of Granny, this depicting,
Yep,
that he's landing, and then and then we cut to the Santa with the house where he's doing just a slight motion. So because doing a landing would be very complicated to do.
agree, agree.
Right.
So if we have Granny talking,
Yep,
and doing the gesturing of landing,
absolutely.
and then we cut to just a little bit of motion of the
Yep.
sled moving forward, him saying whoa, and then
The
doing
same, think about the same way we're going about using the butts of the reindeer.
uh-huh,
Let's do that same strategy
right,
for seeing the end of emotion. But because the words are so visually inclined, we're telling the story anyways. So it's good.
right, right. So one thing, I know that I kind of had to go back to because I know we talked about having a solid background, but when I had the solid background here, it just wasn't working at all.
No,
'Cause-
that's why we said to you blur, 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 blur.
So yeah, but even blurred, it looks like you were in the Matrix.
Okay, I
those
get it.
close-ups, just this would look like where is she in space? So this made a lot more sense for me to have it there.
Yeah, that's
And,
good.
because you at least you get to see there's
Yeah,
more
you do. You do.
to that. So even squiggles in here in this shot right here.
Yep.
Problem. A
You get to see the
book.
window,
This
which makes total sense, when you see it
Absolutely.
from this angle, right? So it gives you a more spatial awareness of where you're moving.
It does, and because we're focusing on what they're saying and it's so quick,
No
it makes
chimney,
total
no
sense,
problem.
Chris.
A
It
magical
makes
book.
sense.
But when I did put the solid blur backgrounds, it's like, where are you in here? What,
Yeah.
so
But
it
to
just,
me, when I mean blur, to me, this is blurred right now in the back.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Okay, fantastic. Cool.
I'm good with it.
Awesome. All right.
So Chris, can you see this?
Yep.
So here's Santa kind of flying sideways.
Okay, now pull back a little
And
bit.
you see these bubbles that are appearing
Okay, so like in a circle?
well, no, those are all different size bubbles. They're
Yeah,
additive.
but they are circling him, Marilyn. They are circling him.
Yeah, here's apartment, camp,
Uh-huh.
teepee, igloo.
Okay, so you want them to stay in frame and
They
and then-
might. I'm just suggesting that's an option for you to think about, or they can continually go out. The problem is the audio is so fast.
Yes,
From teepee
yes.
to camp, from ta,
Mhm.
you're barely going to register unless
Yes.
they fade in and stay and twinkle and fade in and stay. So eventually this is Santa's world. He has gone everywhere. So back to your world map. These are appearing as he goes, and he's going like this. He's floating. He's flying up and
Okay.
down. His little reindeer butt is here, and here's his
Mhm.
thing. They're all out here. We can't see them.
Right.
And these things are appearing. Now, that's an option. It might be prettier than him flying straight at us. And he's a big kind of sedentary character. I worry if Santa is on the screen so long and he is not breathing and his arms aren't, and he's not driving, so his shoulders are going up and down. I think if he's here and he's not so much focused, but this is the story we're telling, he's going around the world, that might be so. And the other thing is, if this were not a big sleigh, if this was a little sleigh and the 9 reindeer, the one that you used at the top, Chris, the shadow, the shadow that flew
Yeah.
off the moon.
Oh yeah, you mean the silhouettes? Yeah.
The silhouette. So that's the other thing, is if this is too much Santa, and too prominent, that these become too small, then you could maybe get away with the silhouette, and it's flying or it's moving like this, it's just, or it's up and down, and those bubbles are appearing. But I think the additive thing might be, if you go back to that rhyme, because we only got halfway through it, and listen to all those things. I think there may be 10 listed.
Camp through the swamps and the heat.
Oh, go back to the top. There we go. Okay.
Wait till you hear where he went Christmas Eve.
From apartment to igloo, from teepee to camp, through the swamps and the heat, through the cold and the damp, wherever a child was asleep
Well,
on
the
a
cold and the
cot,
damp is the same thing, right?
Cold and the damp, right? Swamps and the heat.
So
Cold
the
and
heat is the
damp.
same image.
Right, got it. Yep.
I'd keep
Or
all
swamps
my
and the heat, cold and the damp, that's different, right?
6 times its size.
The window was shut and the screen had
For me, with a tug on my beard, I will.
Oh, sorry.
And then, for some magic that's never been tried, I'm dancer. Let's find all these kids with no chimneys tonight.
Now, you might think this magic is hard to believe, But wait till you hear where he went Christmas Eve.
From apartment to igloo,
So
from
2,
teepee to camp,
4,
through the swamps and the heat,
5,
through the cold and the
6.
damp. Wherever a child was asleep on a cot, I'd keep all my promises, chimney or not. At every last orphanage, trailer and
8.
flat, I'd tug on my beard
11.
and did it just
And
like that.
You got
If
11?
there wasn't a chimney, I'd squish
Yeah.
through the door.
So, and at that point, we're done. So there are 11 locations for Santa to go to. Now, if you find, Chris, that you can pull clip art-ish, I say that, knowing you're going to draw it, but of 11 locations, there's a child asleep on the cot. We hold that for a minute. You may,
Not.
if you had Santa, you would get back to his face. I'd get squished through the thing. Wherever a child was asleep on the cot, I'd get in to see him, chimney or not. That's a Santa line. That could be a little wink from Santa. If you use the big Santa, you could get
Okay,
that.
if you
That's
look at
the
the
only
front-
one that doesn't describe a location.
Gotcha.
Everything else is a quick teepee to camp, igloo to dud, orphanage flat, da 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 da. Wherever a child was asleep.
Yeah, but if we switch cameras, are we still keeping those bubbles in there?
I don't know. That's the question. Or do you just go wherever a child was asleep on the cot and you see that little bubble and we hold it there? The problem is that's a dual phrase.
Wherever a child was asleep on a cot, I'd keep all my promises, chimney or not. At every last orphanage, trailer and...
Or Chris, we cut that line because then we keep the rhythm going. We say if we lose that line, we do back up. Now it's just bubbles. So go back for a second. Through the cold and the damp. Imagine that we skip this next line and we
So
go.
the cold and the damp, again, is this 2 different locations?
No,
The cold
it's
and the
one.
damp? It's one. Okay.
You counted it. You counted 6.
a child was asleep on a cot,
So that's 7.
I'd keep all my promises, chimney or not. At every
So orphanage 8, trailer 9, flat 10.
Yeah, and the child was 11.
orphanage,
And
trailer and flat.
So Lou, you're following me.
yeah,
we
but
lost that
here's where I'm gonna say something different, Marilyn. Okay? I don't want us to cut any lines. Meaning, I don't mind all the lines being visually backed. I don't want to cut the line.
Okay.
The line can still be said. It buys you time to come up with the other stuff because it's going by fast.
Why don't we switch the order? Because I think the rhythm is, I think if we hold on that, Chris, are you with me? So imagine that we just switched the order and went from cold and the damp to orphanage, trailer, and flat. And then the last phrase. So you're done with the bubbles, right? You've got 10 of them. You did igloo, this thing, trailer, foot, you did them all. And the last line of this little thing was wherever a child was asleep on a cot, I'd get in there, chimney or not. I'd squish through the thing, I'd squeak, because now you're back into those momentary animated things where Santa pops through the chimney or he squishes through the pipe.
Right.
And you're doing all those things. I think what is troubling me is that line is out of order. If it was the conclusion to all these places that Santa visited, now that I can see what
I don't agree, Marilyn. It's not out of order. The thing is, I know where your mind is going. You're trying to fix a visual flow.
Yeah.
The story is good. The rhythm is good. We just need to make the decision not to illustrate all of them. Because if you don't illustrate all of them, you're okay. And it gives you more time.
Then you're paused in wherever a child was asleep on the cot, I'd get it the same about that chimney or not. You got to hold on that bubble for an extraordinary amount of time.
Oh, you know what?
then-
What we could do is, okay, so we can do the idea where, he does that chimney or not. What was it, that line before? I'll keep all my promises, chimney or not. We can do a close-up, a cut to that front shot he's saying him saying that, and that we get the other bubbles disappear, and then we can bring the next four bubbles to appear again.
There's only three more after that. Yeah. It's orphanage, trailer, or flat, I think.
Orphanage, trailer, flat.
I'd tug on my beard and get in just like that.
I tag on my beer, yes. Yeah.
So I think then you go close to Santa on that. So and you may want to keep the bubbles unless the bubbles are disappearing. And you know, that's the decision, Chris. I think that's the thing that we would want to see is that
I'll let them linger for 5 seconds and then they fade out.
Yeah.
So they get to see all the bubbles as they get mentioned, and then they start slowly fading out. You know,
wherever a child was asleep on the cot, we see that. Then you go into Santa. I'd get inside, chimney or not, he says, close. Then you go back to orphanage, trailer, and flat. And you go back to Santa. I'd tug on my beard and get in just like that. And then we go to something. So as long as you can cover us with that couplet, then we have to put it in a different.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Because I think I think that's a great solve. Because I really think, Marilyn, that just like what we did with the little elves, the dialogue is not that long, and that coming in and out, we may think it's fast, or we may think it's slow, but it's really fast.
So, Chris, then the question would be if Santa is facing front the whole time and we see him, then he has to be pretty darn animated.
Yes,
if he's sideways, he doesn't have to be so animated. You could still go in on his face.
So, Chris, we're giving you get to decide, facing or on side, telling the story. You just heard the different ways that it can be told. We're looking to you to find the most efficient way, because both work. It's not a problem. It's an efficient way so that it doesn't slow you down.
Yes.
Because we got so much work to do. So and it's okay. It's perfect. It's a very important scene, but there's different ways to go at it, and we're counting on you to tell us.
Okay.
Then Chris, if you have one more minute, then the next scene, which is several different images, has to have another style. Are you thinking that the next scene, since we're going to see all this next Monday, would be individual larger shots of Santa, you know, in no man's land, with slipping through a spout or peeking through the floorboards?
Right.
Those are individual, full frame, fun animated pops of Santa doing his stuff. He's no longer in the sleigh. He's no longer around the world. He's
squeezing through the door. Yes.
Right. Much like those images in the book. At that point, we'd go back to those kind of fun. He'd blow up his bubble and it'd pop. And, you know, he'd bubble his gum. Those kinds of things. Great. So those two scenes, that's a chunk. That's at least a minute of our whole 11 minutes of just those two pieces, that little Santa stuff that he's doing that's funny, and then this around the world thing. So if you can get a handle on those two things, Chris, then I think it starts to become easier. There's a screen, he goes through and he comes out. There's a puppy door, it gets big, he goes in, he goes out. Those backgrounds, as you're going to show us next Monday, you know, we'll sign off on those as quickly as we can, because but these two scenes have always been on my mind about how are we going to tell them. That's great to share.
So, and again, let's not rule out the option of the map on the lines landing on locations. You know, because that could also, you know, I would say we should start with that first. Then we move on with the side view with the easier, and then we move on to the close-up if we still have time, so we can intercut things in and out.
And
you know,
there too, Chris, I'm looking to you to tell us what needs to happen so that we're not slowed down. That's what I'm, you know, you've gotten our feedback.
Yeah.
Go for it. You're the one.
Yeah.
You're the one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Great.
Sounds good. Please send me the recording so I'll make sure I don't forget any notes. And we'll go from there.
Do that. Great.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Take it easy.
Let's have a great week, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.